morning, dear children. Now, continuation with the same chapter today also, and we are come to the end of this chapter, chapter 3, force. And before we end, the last portion, the last topic we discussed today, that is about the non-contact forces. So far, I have explained you about the term force, the definition of force, the types of forces, and about the friction, how the friction can be increased or decreased. Okay, and friction is a necessary evil. So many things I have explained you. So the last portion we will discuss today, that is about the non-contact forces. Now, non-contact forces are the force which act between the bodies, between the two bodies, when they are not in actual contact. That means the force acts between the two bodies when they are not in actual contact. They are known as the non-contact force. There are three different types of non-contact forces. They are magnetic force, electrostatic force, and the third one is gravitational force. These are the types of forces. So the magnetic force is the force exerted by the magnet. So how the force will be exerted by the magnet? You know the magnet, and magnet has got that attractive property, and magnet attract the magnetic substances. Magnetic substances means those substances which get attracted with the magnet. They are known as the magnetic substances. Iron, nickel, and cobalt. These are the three magnetic substances. So these magnetic substances get attracted with the magnet. Suppose you bring a magnet closer towards the iron nails, iron needle, or the iron pin. So it's not any iron material. When you bring a magnet closer to that iron substance, the substance made of iron, you don't have to touch the magnet with the iron. You keep it at certain distance. Okay, you just keep them on certain separation. The magnet, the iron nails, or the iron substance will automatically they will attract towards the magnet. That means magnet and the iron should not come in contact. You don't have to bring the iron and the magnet in contact with it. When you keep at a certain distance also, the iron gets attracted with the magnet. So this is the non-contact force. Okay, and all the magnetic substances, they get attracted with the magnet. And magnet are the substance which attract the magnetic substance. And this magnet exerts a force known as the magnetic force. And the force exerted by the magnet, we call it as a magnetic force. Second one is the electrostatic force. Now, electrostatic force, example, you just tear a small pieces of paper, you take a plastic scale or a comb, you rub it on your hair. You take a plastic comb and rub it on your dry hairs. You keep on rubbing, and after rubbing, you bring that plastic scale towards a small pieces of paper. You just bring closer towards the small pieces of paper. The paper gets attracted with the plastic scale or plastic comb. So what happens here is that now the paper gets attracted with the plastic scale. Now this plastic scale gets charged when you rub it on your dry hairs. And that charging of plastic comb on or plastic scale on your hair is the electrostatic charge. That means when you rub the plastic scale on your hair, the plastic scale will become charged, and that charge we call it as an electrostatic charge. Okay, and due to that electrostatic charge possessed from that plastic scale, the plastic scale towards the plastic scale, small pieces of paper gets attracted. So that means this attraction is due to the electrostatic charge. We call it as electrostatic charge of plastic scale or a plastic comb. Other things are also the other way also you can do. You can take a iron glass rod or the ebonite rod. Okay, glass rod also you can take. Ebonite rod means the handle of the pressure cooker. You have seen the pressure cooker, the handle, the black handle which the pressure cooker are made. That is not made of plastic, that is made of ebonite. And ebonite is the insulator. The heat will not transfer towards the ebonite. You take a ebonite rod or the glass rod and you just rub it with the silk cloth or with a wool. Other material also you can use it, okay, other than your hair. So silk cloth or the wool, you rub it with a glass rod or a ebonite rod. That glass rod and ebonite rod will also get charged. Okay, so this charging is done either by rubbing on your dry hair or rubbing with a silk cloth or with a wool, and also with a cat's fur. Cats. Okay, you can also you can rub that this one plastic scale on the cat's fur also. So there also it will get charged. So due to that, due to rubbing the plastic scale or glass rod or the ebonite rod with a different material, okay, one with rubbing with your hair, with your with a cat's fur, with a silk, with a wool. From all these things, when you rub it, these substances will get charged, and that charging of these substances we call it as electrostatic charge. Okay, and this due to that charge, the small pieces of paper, they attracted towards the plastic scale, and this plastic scale towards the plastic scales, the pieces of paper, they are attracting, and there a force will be exerted there, and that force is due to the electrostatic charge of the plastic scale, and that force we call it as a electrostatic force. So electrostatic force is also an example of non-contact forces. That means you don't have to bring you don't have to touch the paper, a small piece of paper with a plastic scale. You just keep it at certain distance. The paper itself, they gets attracted with the scale, with the plastic scale. So this is another example of the non-contact force. And the last one is the gravitational force. So the gravitational force is very common. When you drop a stone from the height, the stone falls down. When you kick a ball up in the air, the ball comes down. When you throw any object, you can throw a pencil or a paper or a stone or a chair, anything. When you just throw it from the height, you just lift it, you throw it. All that object has got that ability to come towards the earth, surface of the earth, or it has got the ability to fall on the ground. So what makes that object to fall on the ground is some force is attracted, some force is possessed on the earth's surface, or the earth will pull that object. The earth will pull the object towards it, and that force we call it as a gravitational force. And due to the gravitational force possessed by the earth or on the earth, all the objects which are thrown from the height, all the object has got that ability to fall on the surface of the earth. So that is due to the force acting on the earth's surface, and that force will pull the object towards the earth's surface, and that force is the gravitational force. Okay, so this is about the three different types of non-contact forces. Okay, so please revise the chapter 3 which we have completed. Please watch the video, go through the video, and also question answers, you learn it, you prepare well for your coming test or coming exams. Okay, in the next class I'll start with a new chapter, that is chapter 4, energy.